Alright, so in this match, we will be taking the Brandenburg out. This is a ranked match, Bronze League. At the beginning of this match, I wasn't really too sure what I wanted to do. This map is always kind of a difficult choice, whether you do like a 50-50 split to the A and C cap, or whether you go all in on one side. So in the beginning here, I kind of end up fishtailing back and forth a little bit, trying to decide what my team was planning. And you'll see here in a moment that initially I kind of go towards the A cap, but then I realize that 5 of us are headed in that direction and the sub is headed all alone to B cap. So in the end, I ended up deciding to go and support the sub. It's kind of a difficult choice because you never know what you're going up against. And as you'll see here in a bit, it ended up being quite a difficult fight over on that A flank, A flank over there with the sub, or B flank, I mean. So right here is where I kind of realized that it's time to kind of turn left towards B flank and go support that sub. We can see the enemies capping C over there. No clue how many ships are on that side yet. Kind of just heading straight down the middle. For a second, I was wondering if I should just push up the middle and then kind of support whichever direction needs it. But eventually, right here, I kind of commit to going more to the B and C side. And in a moment here, we will spot a Cataluna off in the distance there. And unfortunately, once it's spotted, I didn't quite get the opportunity to shoot off a salvo before it went dark, so I'm pretty sure that I end up losing, that I end up not getting a lock on. And right there, fired, but yeah, I don't think I have a lock on. Luckily though, we still ended up getting one Citadel hit. I was very thankful for that at least. He fires back, but you know, we're 14 kilometers away and the battle's 12 kilometers away. So not a whole lot of luck he's going to have at that range. Unfortunately, I got hit with a double fire and got my turret knocked out, so I did end up repair partying there. Our damage control. Secondaries are lighting up that poor Cataluna. Missing the vast majority of our secondary shots, but at this range, what you expect. He totally whiffed the shells out in front of us. Right here is about when I noticed that we're kind of screwed on this flank. It looks like basically the entire enemy team is headed this way. I've got like 5 of the enemy, well 4 currently of the enemy team shooting at me. The 5th one's up here, it's the sub. And then the only one that's really kind of ignoring me is the hybrid. And then Tago kind of rolls out right in front of me. I was surprised that he was so bold, especially since I had been spotted for a while and he knew I was there. And then he continued to sail broadside to me for a little bit there. He's lucky I didn't get off a shot. I probably could have if I would have not been turning at the time. Here I kind of hold my shot for a second. I was hoping that he would misplay and go broadside, but I quickly realized that he was going to do that for me. So in a moment here I end up just taking a shot, hoping to get in a little bit of damage. Kind of wishing I had HE loaded at that time. Someone got a decent hit on him and knocked out some turrets. That's when I got pinged by the sub for the first time. I didn't get a chance to see at all where he was at, so I just totally was not even able to drop ASW on him. Right about here, I'm kind of not liking my position at all. I've been taking heavy fire pretty much the entire match. I'm not like totally surrounded here, but I'm not very well supported at all. So I do get off a pretty good shot right here though on the Cataluna. And get a Citadel hit here. Yeah, there we go. Terrible dispersion on Brandenburg, but it's to be expected. Secondaries do pretty well, and its armor is decent. Its health is a little low for battlecruiser this tier, but and then he turns almost broadside again. I thought for a second there he was going to let me get another Citadel on him, but then he kind of starts angling. I launched some torps, hoping that he'll kind of push into them. but it ends up not mattering. Our secondaries are really just shredding him apart. I really don't like being broadside to him, but I figured that getting all of my primary turrets off on him and all of my secondaries were kind of a decent trade-off. But in a second here, or right about now, I realized that I've got the Vladidostic on my flank. Luckily, he's not paying any attention to us, because if he would have been noticing that I was here, he would have just totally lit up my broadside. Instead, we catch his broadside and get an okay shot off before our team manages to finish him off. Tago is still taking pop shots at us. That's an issue. Finish him off. Things are looking okay for us. We are ahead on caps, tied on kills. I'm getting pretty low on health. My secondaries start kind of lighting that Tago up pretty bad. I think about now he's really not liking his position anymore. I managed to fire a couple shots off in his direction, trying to dodge some that he shoots back. Got 2 hits there out of 6. Again, terrible Brandenburg dispersion. What can you do? My rear turret's coming around. Got pretty quick turret traverse on this. I go and bam, fire off all 4 turrets right as that sub narrowly misses me. And then he pings me again, and I got the kill on the Tago. I dropped both my ASW on the sub. I'm not too afraid that he pinged me because I know that he's behind the island, so he can't even shoot torps at me. And unfortunately, somehow I totally whiffed both of those ASW drops. I thought at the time that they were right on top of that sub, but that's what happens when you're trying to quickly just do what you can. Then I'm spotted here. I thought it was the sub at first, but then once the Nebraska popped up, I realized that that's who was spotting me. I had switched to HE here because I knew that there was pretty much just the sub and the destroyer left. Sub launched some torps at me. I managed to get 1 ASW off on him. Hopefully it will hit, question mark. And no, total miss. So right about now, he's probably right under us, give or take. I was hoping that I could drop the ASW right behind me, and by the time that it dropped, that it would be kind of right on top of him. And again, totally whiff it, totally miss. So he's somewhere right under us, I'm just not sure where. Right about now, I was trying to figure out if I were the sub player, what would I do? And I realized that kind of the only option that he has is to try to go in cap B. So once I realize that, I flip a 180 and I start trying to race back towards the B cap because I don't want him to beat me into it and start capping. In a second here, I'll kind of let my team know what I'm thinking, and they'll agree with my call. Still, no clue where that sub is at, but in a second here, he's going to surface and we'll get spotted. I did forget to mention that I launched my spotter plane a while ago, hoping that it would spot the sub. Ended up doing me no good. I was thinking maybe it would spot the sub when it was on the other side of the island to the surface, but it never did. So, yeah, this match is pretty much in the bag for us. It's 4-2. I don't really know what's going on with the enemy destroyer. He's on the opposite side of the map, but I'm just hoping that my team can manage that. I'm messaging my team here, telling them about me thinking that the sub will go for B. Kind of just zooming in over there to see what's going on, and right about now is when that sub surfaces somewhere and spots us. At first I thought that sub was capping C, but then I realized that was us capping their C cap. Acknowledged. And that's where I'm spotted. No clue where it is. Absolutely no clue. It's been a while since I've seen that sub. I don't know if he's on somewhere near that island. I don't know if he's off. I don't know where he is. But then, bam, right there, he gets spotted. Unfortunately, I was busy typing, so I kind of whiffed this a little bit. I did manage to get pretty good drops in the ASW, and my secondaries light up that sub. But then I totally whiff all these shots. I don't know if I just totally missed, or if that sub was already too deep to hit, but I did hit 3 of my 4 depth charges that dropped, so I'll take that, I guess. I was hoping that that sub would surface here and let me finish him off before the end of the match. But I realized he probably didn't have time, so I was going to try to blind drop him, but we ended up winning on points, so what can you do? Definitely not a perfect match on my part. It turned out pretty well, though, luckily. We got some good hits in there, got a couple of kills, high caliber dreadnought. Did manage to pull in over 2100 base XP, so as for using Brandenburg in ranked, there's definitely probably better options. I don't have a Tirpitz or a Bismarck currently, so I can't speak to them, but just considering their higher gun caliber, and I think they're even a little more accurate than the Brandenburg, I'd say that they're probably better options. But the Brandenburg does all right. Sometimes the lower gun caliber can be an issue for especially if you're going up against a well-angled battleship. Its HE is just kind of abysmal, at least the alpha damage on it. You can set some pretty good fires, though. Our teammates also did pretty well that match across the board. But yeah, it was kind of a rough fight for us over there. Luckily, we were able to tank quite a bit of damage, but thanks.